Okay. Hello, Stacy here, and I am here with the lovely Mary, and we are here to tell about her story of her kind of awakening is probably a good word for it.
Mhm.
And I know that it helps when you're listening to this. I know it helps to know that you're not alone because you're not. And so Mary's going to share her story with us, and yeah, we'll see where she was at the point where she came into this, and what it was like now to go through and to be on the other side. So welcome, Mary. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you, Stacey. I'm happy to be here.
Yay. Okay, so let's start with this important question. Before coaching, tell me about the pain, the challenges. What was really going on in your career and life at that time?
Before I started the coaching, I was not in a good place. I was feeling stuck. I I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't enjoy what I was doing. I was exhausted all the time. I felt drained. I gave 110%, but it always felt like I was not doing enough. I wasn't feeling like I was doing enough. And I was just like I was on this wheel that was just kept turning and turning and turning, and I just didn't know what to do. I just felt like I needed to jump off, but I didn't know how to do it. I just felt empty and drained and tired and not satisfied and not content, not happy, and just trying every day to be my best self. But I just felt like I was drawing from an empty well. There was just nothing there. Yeah.
Yeah, like no matter how many positivity band-aids you put on that, no matter how much harder you tried, it only was getting worse.
And believe me, I tried to be positive every morning but it wasn't working. I just felt like I was a very tight string that would snap at any moment.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just felt like I was empty. There was nothing to draw from. It was not a great place.
Yeah. Well, and tell me about what this was costing you when you think about the effects as they roll over into your health and family and relationships. Tell me about what was going on there.
I was not present for them. I didn't have time for them because I was so focused on the job, and that was my entire life. I didn't have time for my kids. I didn't have time for my husband. I didn't have time for anything else. I was constantly busy. But busy doing what? I don't know, because even that idea of I'm constantly busy, if I felt good about what I was doing, that would be great. But I didn't feel good about that either. My home life was falling apart. um, I just had no peace. I had no joy. There was no joy in my family. We're a very close knit family, but it's like everyone was in their rooms. The kids are in their rooms, and mommy just doesn't have time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember you sharing with me one of those really, really emotional points was something that your son said to you about the affection that you had for other students.
Yeah, James said, Mom, I wish I was one of your students. And I said, why would you say that? And he said, but Mom, you always have time for them. Anytime any of them comes to you, you will stop whatever you're doing and you'll attend to them with patience, with a smile. When I come to you, you're like, I'm busy, come back later. The way you treat your students is not the way you treat me. And I just wish I was one of them so I could get that from you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
at that point, I was like, okay, I am going about this the wrong way, because if my kids don't feel like I'm here for them, who will be here for them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just heartbreaking in so many ways and really shifts that perspective for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tell me about this. What was that point for you, that break point where you were just like, I can't sustain this any longer. I know that I need help.
I think it was just about when the lockdown had just started, and the work became even more intense because of where everyone was. And so my kids are in the house. They're trying so hard to get their schoolwork done. I am in the house, but I'm not here for them. They don't have access to their teachers, but they don't have access to mommy either, because mommy is busy with other students.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't say this to you, but one time I came to my dining area, and my daughter was sitting at her desk crying. And I asked her, "What's wrong, Ella?" And she said, "Mommy, you don't have time for me.
Mm-hmm.
I need help with this work. My teacher is busy. You are busy. I don't know what to do." And she was just sitting there crying.
Mm-hmm.
And it really broke my heart that she didn't feel like she could get up and come and find me. It doesn't matter what I was doing. I just wanted her to feel like it doesn't matter what I'm doing. If you need me, I am here. Come and get me. And for her to just sit down and cry is such it's heartbreaking, because I have communicated that to her.
Yeah.
That don't bother me. I don't have time for you. I'm too busy. And if you can't figure it out on your own, then you're on your own. And that was devastating. And at that point, I looked around and I just saw that everything was falling apart. This family is my responsibility. And if I don't make that decision to do something about it, then who will?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
I just knew something had to shift, something had to change. I didn't know what I was going to do or who I was going to reach out to, because believe me, I have done all the meditations, all the praying, all the just trying to stay positive. But there was something that was fundamentally wrong that I wasn't addressing.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying those things don't work. They're helpful. They're very, very helpful. But there was something that I was missing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a core piece that's on a deeper level.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, tell me about this, Mary. When you started to take this coaching journey, tell me about what you discovered and what started to shift for you.
So one day I know this is a little bit of a digression, but I need to say it because it felt like I started to pray, and there was something different about this prayer. It felt like I was just being led, and then in the process of that novena, which is like a 9-day prayer, I came across this link on Facebook, and I just clicked on it, and then it took me to this page where the questions that I was being asked, it felt like someone knew me and someone knew where I was in my life. And so I answered those questions. It was so easy for me to do it because that is exactly how I was feeling. And then I set up this appointment for someone to call me, and we spoke for an hour, and I felt like a huge burden had been lifted off my shoulders, because I was talking to somebody who I didn't know, but seemed to have such an understanding of where I was and what was going on. And the idea that there was someone out there who could relate and could also help in terms of walking me through that process was amazing. I just told myself, I need to do this. It felt like an answered prayer. And, but what I discovered on this journey was that I had choices. Mm. I was living from a place where I was recycling all these old programs or ideas or things that I had been told or things that I had heard. And at no point did I know or realize that I could actually step away from that, that I could tell myself a different story, that I could choose thoughts that were empowering, that were positive, that were, that I had a choice to step away from this depleting, exhausting, negative cycle. That was so powerful because it, as much as you understand it on a logical level, it is so hard to do when you're in that place. But this program, going through this program, made me aware that these choices are there for you. And it's as easy as, and I'm not saying easy as because it's a simple thing to do, but it's as easy as saying, okay, stop. What are you doing? How is this helping? Is this the truth? You know, and in 100% of the time, it's not the truth, but this is what you've chosen to tell yourself. And if you just stop and ask yourself those questions and think intentionally about what you can do to feel better, you can do that. It's a choice. So that was powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I love that, because that's what I explain to people as superpowers that most people don't have.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that alone can change the way you experience life for the rest of your life.
Mm.
I love that. Well, and tell me what else. So that was really just this. That's probably a good way to describe that awakening.
Yes.
That way, awakening feeling. And then you moved into more of the concrete, right? With discovering of what those options are. And how was that for you? What did you discover in that process?
So I discovered that there's nothing wrong with me. Yeah. I discovered that I don't have to go out there and just find another job. I didn't have to go and get another degree, you know, because these are things that you think about. Oh, I'm less than, I'm not enough. There's something I don't have, so I need to go and add all these things to me. But all these external things are not necessary because there's nothing wrong with me as I am. I have everything I need right now to be successful. What I need to change is how I think. And I already have what I need. It's now just for me to I don't know, for lack of a better word, I need to come to that realization that I am enough, that I have what I need, and then just operate from that place of I am enough and I can do this, instead of being at that place where I don't have enough, I have to keep piling more on myself. And I know that at that point, if I made the decision to go back to school and get another degree, I would still feel the same way. I would still feel like I need more.
Yes.
So the difference is not fixing what is on the outside, is to fix what is on the inside.
Yes. And that's just so well said, is stop pursuing from the outside and stop smacking other things on it, like career tests and more education. And the majority of what you need is going to be from the inside out. And I love that for you, because you're exactly right. You could have been like, well, okay, now I'm going to go have 5 PhDs. That's not going to matter if you still believe that you are not enough. Yeah, that's huge. Awesome. Well, and tell me about when you think about other takeaways or other outcomes that have really resonated for you from doing this work. What else would you say?
I think, so first is the tools that I have, because I know life will still happen and all these different challenges will be thrown at me, but how do I deal with them? So I like the fact that I have those tools, things that I can do, like gratitude practice in the morning, like not picking up my phone the moment I wake up, having that space for myself to either pray or meditate or just be quiet with my thoughts and just reflect on my day, or what is it that I want to do today. And But also going back to the gratitude piece, just being in that moment, being grateful for where I am, for what I have, because I know that when I look around and see what is missing, that is something that can go through the rest of my day. If I start my day with looking at what is it that I have and what I have been blessed with, operating from that place is so much more, is more powerful and a better way to live. Because that is the truth. Wherever you are, there's still things that you can be grateful for. And I like that we have strategies that we can use during the day, check in, see how we're doing, and what to do if I am feeling like I'm not where I need to be. But really moving forward, one thing that I find really, really powerful is, where do I go from here? Yeah. So the idea that I have that clarity of, this is who I am, and this is my genius zone. This is where I perform best. This is what this is what I do best, and therefore being focused on finding that place where I will be my best self is so powerful. Because, like I said before, I could just go from job to job to job and never finding, and always thinking the problem is with those places. But the problem is not there. The issue is with me. I am the one who needs to find my fit, my best fit. And that is a place where I am my best self, where I can use my skills and my knowledge and whatever it is that I have to bring to the world in an environment that allows me to thrive.
Yeah.
So that for me is, first, moving from the clarity of knowing this is who I am, and this is what I do best, and this is the environment that would most support that, and then finding that place, or intentionally going to that place that would enable me to be that, is just the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for you to be in the driver's seat of that now, you've got
Absolutely.
a timeline, you've got bridge possibilities with a target looking at your ideal, and you're not at the deficit anymore. You're in the driver's seat, and you know how to steer it from here on out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that is very, very powerful, because when I think back to where I was, I didn't go out to get another qualification. I haven't done all those things that I thought I needed to do, but yet I am a completely new person. And that's because of moving from this kind of hazy, not clear, not knowing, having all these ideas about not being enough, to that place where I know that whatever I need to be successful, I already have. And like you rightly said, I am now in the driver's seat. I decide where I go. I decide what place fits. I decide what the best fit for me is.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have that confidence, not that depends on what other people are going to say about you, but you own that. That's within you now. Yes. You feel that.
Yes.
You have boundaries too. You've been able to stand up for yourself and structure even the existing job so that there is more space for you.
Yes.
And I love that. It's just, it's this strong, authentic higher self that now shows up every day.
Yes.
I love it. So tell me about this for you then. What advice do you have for people who might be struggling in the same situation? Why would doing this work be just absolutely worth it for them?
I think you have to just be honest with yourself and ask yourself, is this how I want to live my life? How long can I go on living like this? You have to think about your relationships. You have to think about your health. You have to think about your joy. I mean, you are not here to struggle through every day. You are here to be your best self and just share those gifts that you have been blessed with. You know, you can't go through life struggling like that. And so just being honest with yourself and asking, is this what I want? And I don't know of anyone who would say yes. Everyone would be like, I want to get out of this, I just don't know how. Because I know that because that's where I was. So you can change it. You can get out of it, you know. And finding a program like this one that takes you from where you are and has that deep understanding of what is going on and seeks to transform you from the inside is amazing. And I don't know if anyone can go through this and stay the same.
Yeah.
You cannot stay the same. You have to go to those places within yourself that you have band-aided for so long, that you have pretended don't exist, that you have procrastinated about. I'll deal with it some other time. But now you have to go there. You have to go there and face them, and then realize that, okay, you can actually emerge from that. That those things are not truth. They're not absolute truth. You know, you're not worthless. You are something. You mean something to somebody. If you ask your kids, or if you ask your spouse, or if you ask people that you work with, I'm reminded of when we did the, remind me because I might not remember the terminology that we used, but when we asked the survey and we asked people we worked with, and for me, when I did it, I was so blown away by how people responded about how they related with me. And I said, if these are people that some of them I've only worked with for maybe 6 months to a year, and maybe others that I've known a little bit longer, why is it that this is what they see and experience with me that I don't see? How come I don't see that? You know, so then you realize that this is not about, it's not truth, because even from the outside, you're being given feedback that says that you are great at this, or this is how they've experienced you, and all those positive things. You come to that realization that all this negativity, you are telling yourself, or someone told you and you believed it. Yeah. And if anyone is going to change it, it's not going to be those people out there, it has to be you. So it's like someone needs to, but because it's hard to do on your own, I feel like you need to get the help. And with this program, I mean, like I said, from day one, from that first conversation, I felt at home, I felt safe. And just throughout the program and all the support that you get from the meetings, the coaching meetings, from just hearing other people talk about their journeys and learning from them and sharing with them, it is just super helpful. And anyone who is in that place and wants their life to be different, wants to be in a place of content, and not content is not because I have everything I need, but I know that I can get what I need. I know that I can make choices that serve me best. I know that my worth comes from me, not from what someone tells me, or, you know, it comes from me. So if I am there, if that's where I am, then I can face the world. Yeah.
And you can shine the light that you're meant to shine.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes. People need you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You have so much more to do. And I like saying this too, is, you know, you've been very good and you've been effective in a place that isn't even best for you. Imagine the impact that you can have. Imagine how much further the light reaches when you're actually in your genius zone, you're where you feel like you're meant to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. That's just
I just
beautiful.
feel that company or organization or whatever it is that would get a person who has gone through this process would be amazingly blessed, because that is somebody who is intentionally bringing their best self every day and has also done the work within them and comes to you really ready to shine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also has ways of dealing with whatever it is that comes
Yes.
their way. So I feel like that organization would be so blessed to have a person like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Not someone who's still stuck in that fear.
Yeah.
But instead it's like boop. And instead that's replaced by courage. That's replaced by confidence, by authenticity, by no longer hiding in the shadows, but you actually show up with that sense of peace and freedom. And
Oh yeah.
that's very motivating. It's very distinct. It's the difference between sleepwalking through life and actually being awake for it
And
and having
living.
no regrets.
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm. I love that. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mary, for sharing this story. I mean, you just hit on it, just truly exactly what's important here. And, that's just bottom line is it's not about information. It's about the transformation. You deserve to live now and to be joyful now. And you're not asking for a unicorn. It's possible. You know it because you did it. It's possible. Show up for yourself, make that
Mhm.
decision, and things change. And I
Yeah.
love that for you. And I adore you. And you just have so much light and brightness ahead of you. And so,
Thank
so
you.
grateful that we were brought together to do this work for you.
Thank you so much, Stacey. I believe that this was meant to be. It
Yes.
came at the absolute right time. And I know that if I hadn't done this, I don't even want to think where I would be
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so, so much, Mary. And so much love for you here. And I very much look forward to staying in touch with you and continuing to hear about your journey and being there for you.
Mhm. Thank you.
All right. Thanks,
All right.
Mary.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.